that seems pretty hard though. That would mean there's not 15 dragons.
You see an enemy, you think, oh, it's going to be all big and intimidating. No.
Well, seeing as it's big, I can flame it. This game has very easy to follow rules. If it's big, I flame it. If it's not, I can charge it.
Does anything break those rules?
No.
Then it's good design.
The only things that, there are things that combine those rules, because you know you have the enemies that are big with armor, but they're either their backs are exposed or they're standing on ice and they can be slipped off. Or sometimes, very rarely, there are enemies that, in order to kill them, you need like supercharge or something.
And all of this without getting a level up.
Yeah, this is the series where Carter is an asshole and not me. I can't believe we'd see the day. Me and Carter have flipped places. I'm talking about stuff, and Carter's being a jackass.
What do you think will happen when...
That might be a part name.
What do you think will happen when all 50 uses of Spyro's Dragonstone runs out? I'll basically become a dead weight then. That was a Fire Emblem joke.
The fact that you had to say that.
I might as well be a jackass.
Oh, the character...
My channel!
the character that's the dragon in Sacred Stones...
Don't see you running your own YouTube channel.
The character that's the dragon in Sacred Stones, I really don't like them because while they have a really good experience growth, seriously, I guide them up to like level 20 in 3 missions. While they have a really good experience growth because the Dragonstone, it's again only 50 uses, which you may think that sounds like a lot, but when you're double hitting everything, that goes down really quickly. And there's no way to repair that thing. The only 2 ways to repair it are to use the one item you get that can repair other, weapons, or do a glitch that's in the GBA Fire Emblem games to control the enemies and use this glitch, to repair any, weapon's durability. I don't like weapon durability. And while nothing's really going...
Face only has it on staffs.
And, while nothing's really going on, I'm going to tangent about something Fire Emblem related, which you see, it's fitting because it's about a Wyvern rider, so therefore it is dragon-focused. This, I believe it's Blazing Sword is the first game that came out in America. There's this one character in the game that you get, she's a Wyvern rider. Well, actually, I think she was the promoted class, but that's not the important thing here.
I'm gonna point out that game that game's tutorial doesn't have permadeath.
Yes, Lynn's story doesn't. After you get out of Lynn's story, it's permadeath. I should know because the playthrough I want, the people had the brilliant idea to do a permadeath run. They in total lost 4 characters, but anyway.
Oh wait, you mean where they don't retry?
Yeah. They stated apparently...
Fire Emblem's not hard enough.
Yeah, they... First, the side point was that they had stated the only times they retried was when one of the lords died, and at that point you kinda have to restart, but... Anyway, this one character, they start off on the enemy team, they're a Wyvern runner. Because of story reasons in the game, when you fight them in this one mission, they have, like, these increased extra stats that they shouldn't have because of plot reasons. But the way that the developers did this in the game's code, the spear weapon that they're holding, they actually programmed that spear in the game's code is what gives them the stat increases. If you use the enemy controlling glitch in that mission and gain control of the enemies surrounding them, you can take the spear off them and give it to one of your characters, giving whoever you give the spear to, you know, the increased, stats for as long as that spear has durability. So yeah, that's a really interesting way to break the game.
Kelvin. You have a people name.
Is that name Kevin?
Kelvin.
Because I made that YouTube.
Also, I want to point out, all the worlds up to here now have never had more than 400 gems, but this one does.
Because I made that YouTube channel trailer, I went.
Oh damn it! We went past 420.
I went looking over a lot of our videos, and my God, I found some of the best commentary. Though I think I picked some really good stuff in the trailer.
No, stop! Dang it! I couldn't make the glitch work.
I love when the game proves me right.
So,
Do you think Spyro will ever get a remake treatment like
Supposedly, there is,
like what the Crash games
there's
are
a
getting?
picture floating around on the internet of a PS4 graphic Spyro. I've only seen the picture. I didn't watch the video. It was right next to a picture of a Crash picture.
And they're making that.
Well, some people think it's a totally new game, but who knows? I'd be okay with the remake or just a new game. I'd be fine with. I mean, I'd be fine with collectathons coming back.
Well, Ukulele tried.
I heard it failed. Okay, let me rephrase that.
That's why I used the word try.
I have not heard the positive things I thought I would.
because
Yeah, this.
Now I heard about the JonTron thing, which to me is honestly hilarious.
Let's not get into
because
that.
I did not even know he was in the game.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
I didn't know. I did not know he was in the game until I found out he wasn't.
well,
I guess you could say I never found out he was in the game.
the thing. I'm not fully going into that.
Yeah, let's try not to talk about that for too long.
No, well, I wanted to make a point about JonTron in the game, but not because the ukulele mimics the Banjo-Kazooie gibberish speak. JonTron's role was a role of an NPC, so they just took John's voice and jumbled it up to do that gibberish speak.
Yeah.
So unless you were paying really close attention and recognized, like, basically imagine JonTron doing like ba 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 ba.
Yes.
That's
basically what it was, but
no,
yeah.
So
So-
that was a point. So you might have not even noticed, even if you played the game. But what I was going to say, and this is me and Carson had discussed this, and I didn't think I would bring it up in Spyro, and I wanted to play ukulele when it eventually comes to the Switch. But
yeah, I thought that's where this would be too.
and we can save it for that. But
The tangent machine's about to go into overdrive.
ukulele was getting a lot of hate. Mostly, a good bit of people were just hating it because of the JonTron thing. That's its own problem. But the main thing, and this is really damning, a lot of people who are hating ukulele had it in their head, they were comparing it to how they feel about Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. So this nostalgia-fueled, like, rose-tinted glasses, when they finally got this game that's a successor to these games from their childhood, people were like, this isn't what I thought it would be, and a lot of people are just...
Yeah, I feel Ukulele and Mighty Number 9, which they both do have their own problems. I have seen playthroughs.
I've heard.
I have seen playthroughs of both. I feel part of the problem is people had a bit too unrealistic expectations.
I will agree with that to some point, but I have heard that Mighty Number 9 is legitimately not great.
Okay! I'm gonna jump in here.
Oh, it's this level.
Mighty Number 9. I have a caveat to talk for both of what you said. Carson is right, and a lot of the people who were kind of on like Mega Man hype looked at Mighty Number 9 and hated it because it wasn't like the Mega Man game that they built up in their heads. But to Sean's point, Mighty Number 9 is actually
It has a lot of parts that are flat out poorly designed and poorly thought out, and Mighty Number 9 also has the third aspect of it, which is the Kickstarter PR history, and much like the JonTron thing, we don't really need to get into that because that is its own entire
Well, I just heard
beast.
that it tried half the time to be too much like Mega Man, and then people didn't like it because it wasn't enough. But then there were like times where it wasn't enough, so it was like neither. It was neither or.
Mighty Number 9!
It hit some weird
And
middle
then-
ground. People's problem wasn't just that it was like not enough like Mega Man, but like when it tried to be, it just did. It tried to be, and then it just didn't do it right.
And this is why the game should have been based off the Zero series.
But, as Sean...
Like the guy from Deadpool.
What?
The guy from Deadpool. The movie. Which is an amazing movie, you should watch it.
Mighty Number 9 is legitimately a
You should come
broken...
over one day and we should just watch Deadpool.
Mighty Number 9 is a legitimately
Literally,
broken
one of
game.
the best movies ever made, right there.
Yeah, I know the internet wouldn't shut up about that.
It's amazing.
I've heard, but
It's
anyway.
hilarious.
So, Mighty Number 9 had a not living up to the hype problem, but it also did, I will fully give people this, you designed a terrible...
Because there are some people who are like, I'll admit that I'm... part of my problem with it isn't like Mega Man, but this is legitimately not a fantastic game.
I had watched a guy that had done a playthrough. He said he felt that the game was decent because he was looking at the game as a game, not acknowledging the Kickstarter history and all the like shit that brings up and a bunch of statements and stuff. And that's why when we're talking about Mighty Number 9, I have to bring this up because this is actually a good point. The "it's better than nothing" comment is not from Inafune. That was from his translator. Inafune actually, and you have to at least give the man respect for this, was owning up to the failure of the game and said he is basically the one to blame for it. He is not the one that made the "it's better than nothing" comment, so, it's essentially kind of a don't shoot the messenger type situation. Also, how are you supposed to learn that that's a thing?
What? The fairies?
Yes.
You can kind of see them, but really you do it by mistake. I mean, you can't get to the home portal unless you do the one thing.
And final point about Mighty Number 9 before I go back to the ukulele. Another problem Mighty Number 9 has.
Oh, I love this guy. He just runs around the pool.
So you can easily cut him off.
No.
No. I did, but yeah, Carter.
No.
Carter is unfortunately right.
No.
So that's very luck-based.
I wouldn't call it luck-based. I would call it me playing this game way too many times. And some luck.
Anyway, the final point about Mighty Number 9, the final problem it has, the stability of the game and certain glitches and things and whatnot that you encounter all comes down to what version of the game you played on. Basically, every console release of that game, and even the PC release, they all have their own sets of problems and do things slightly more. I believe the PC version, because that's what it was primarily developed for, was the most stable, but you'll still have some problems, but the moral here is don't play the Wii U version. Just don't. That's the most broken, and again, all of the versions are already kind of broken. Going back to ukulele, like I said, I've been watching a playthrough, and it does have some poorly designed moments, but I haven't played Banjo-Kazooie, so I can't cite a thing as poorly designed.
Cedric.
Well, I haven't played Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie, so I can't cite something as being poorly designed. I can at least give ukulele this. From what I've watched, it doesn't have an equivalent to Canary Mary. It has no equivalent to that. And it does have some things, the keyword here is some, that try to improve on the way an old-style platformer is. Like, a thing that is a benefit that I have not seen anyone talk about, ukulele, as long as you're in a world, the game is technically...
so this fairy, she gives us this game's equivalent to Super Red.
Now we can kill the spiders.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Carson. These enemies break the rule because, well, I guess they don't. They don't break the rule because they are big and full of armor, so they cannot be killed.
They look like they're made of the metal texture.
They are made of the metal, so they're big, so you can't charge them.
At least this power-up's nearby.
So this power-up is given to you. Well, you have to actually go through them to get to it.
Yeah, but
And you actually have to kill those wizards unless you're really good at running.
yeah, I've seen people use the supercharge and kill these things.
You can.
But anyways, the ukulele. One legitimate improvement that does have. This is a problem with the first Banjo-Kazooie. Not a lot of people bring up. The notes in the first Banjo-Kazooie, the game only, in the original N64 version, they changed this in the Xbox Live and Rare Replay versions, the game, it only saves the notes when you get 100 of them. If you get 99 notes and die, you have to collect all of them again. Ukulele at least has the courtesy to, as long as you are in the world, it's technically always saving the task you do, so that game's equivalent.
In fact, I'm pretty sure you have to use Supercharge to heal those.
You do. You have to use supercharge to
Which, to
get...
be perfectly honest, is...
pain in the ass, yes.
I mean, it's okay, because they're actually...
Well, you just did it there.
They're relatively easy to hit, but you can
You
miss
did
them.
2 of them there.
There were only 2. I'm missing 18 gems, and I have no idea where they are.
There's also another funny thing. You have to equip this in ukulele, so it's one of those. It's there if you want to use it, but there's a thing you can equip in that game. It makes it to where there's a whistling noise when you're around collectibles that you don't have, and that's a really good addition to these types of games, because the biggest problem with collectathons...
Well, is it yet? I don't think it's in... No, it's not in this game because it's a roll.
Dodge roll!
Why is that there? No, seriously, why does Spyro have a Dante-style dodge roll?
Oh no, it does. Trust me, Dante's is better.
And why does a PS2 game from 2001 look just as jank and just as awful as the dodge roll of this, like,
I think we found our gems.
97 PS1?
No, I didn't. I'm still missing 5.
No, seriously, why is that dodge roll there?
So there's a blue gem somewhere.
It's probably not even blue gem. It's probably 2 greens and a red.
Seriously, you don't need that.
I guess it's for bosses. I guess if you time it right, maybe there's visibility frames. I don't know. It's stupid.
Oh, never mind!
Rayman 2
You want something? No, at least that's a dodge that is designed in a way that kind of makes sense. You want something stupid? That Dragon Ball Z Game Boy game I have? I learned something about it, and it's just the most jank-ass, lazy thing. So the developers of that game didn't want to code it properly, and I always complained that the combat in that game was too hard and made no fucking sense. Turns out the developers realized this too. See,
you're right. It was actually blue gem. I'm surprised. Normally it's like two greens and a red in the same spot.
So anyway, the developers of the game realized the combat was jank. So instead of making the combat better, you see, when you're playing Dragon Ball Z, I believe the game's Legacy of Goku.
Yeah, it's Legacy of Goku.
So when you're fighting in Legacy of Goku, and yes, what I'm about to explain is totally a thing, and I watched a speedrun, and there's a counter that proves this. And
this is the meta show level.
Okay, guys. So my question of the day is, if you've ever played Spyro the Dragon, did you ever make use of that one dodge roll, or did you never use it? Hell, did you even know it was in the game? I never see anyone talk about it, and I've never really seen anyone use it, so I thought I would ask if any of you have ever used it. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments below, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a show for a minute. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and leave some comments. If you're new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscription button and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please ring the bell next to the subscription button. That gives you the proper notifications of whenever I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Doing all of these things really helps out the channel, and it really helps our communities grow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.